Welcome, friends. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the sacred wisdom of the land. Today, we uncover a powerful vision passed down through generations of the Ute people. It is more than myth, more than memory. It is a warning. It is the tale of the sleeping bear. In the heart of the towering mountains, where the wind still carries the whispers of the ancestors, the elders speak of a time when humankind would drift too far from balance, led by greed, arrogance, and forgetfulness. When the waters turn bitter, the skies grow dim, and the forests fall silent, then the great bear, long asleep, will rise. Not in rage, but in sacred purpose. With each mighty step, he will shake the earth, challenging all that has led the world astray. For the sleeping bear is not just an animal. He is the spirit of nature, awakened to restore what was broken. This prophecy is not just for one people, it is a message for all. A call to remember the sacred bond with the earth. A call to change before the bear awakens. In Ute culture, the bear is far more than a mere animal roaming the mountains. It is a sacred symbol, a living embodiment of strength, protection, and the deep, steady rhythms of the earth itself. To the Ute people, the bear moves in perfect harmony with nature's cycles, retreating in winter to hibernate, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. Its slumber is not just rest, it is a sacred pause, a lesson in patience, silence, and the power of waiting for the right time. The bear understands the language of the earth. It knows when to sleep, when to rise, and when to act. In Ute prophecy, the bear's awakening is never random. It is a sign that the natural balance, the delicate harmony between humanity and the earth has been broken. When greed, arrogance, and disrespect overtake the land, when the rivers, skies, and forests cry out, the bear will rise, not out of anger, but out of necessity. The bear's awakening is a powerful warning. The earth can no longer remain silent. It calls for humanity to return to balance, to remember what was forgotten, and to honor the sacred connections that sustain all life. The Ute prophecy speaks of a time when the sleeping bear will awaken, a time of reckoning, when the earth will no longer tolerate the wounds inflicted upon it. From the silence of the mountains, the bear will rise, and with each step, the earth will tremble. But this is not necessarily a literal bear. It is a force, ancient, elemental, and born from the natural world itself. To the Ute, the bear is a sacred symbol, embodying the living spirit of the mountains. It is the guardian of balance, the protector of creation's harmony. Some elders speak of the sleeping bear as the breath of the earth, the deep pulse of the land. When this spirit is ignored, disrespected, or poisoned through deforestation, pollution, or greed, it does not vanish. It waits. And then, when the balance has tipped too far, it rises. The bear's awakening is not vengeance, it is a response, a reminder that the earth is not passive, not a lifeless resource to exploit. The earth lives, it breathes, and when necessary, it can defend itself. The sleeping bear is a call for humility, a warning that nature, though patient, will not remain silent forever. Ute prophecy of the sleeping bear is often shared with a series of warning signs. The bear does not rise suddenly. The earth, in its patience and wisdom, offers many messages before the final shaking comes. The rivers will begin to run dry. The air will grow thick with smoke. The animals will abandon their homes, sensing what humans refuse to see. The weather will grow wild, fierce, and unpredictable. These signs are not simple changes in nature. They are the bears stirring the slow, undeniable awakening of a force that has long tolerated human greed and recklessness. The earth warns before it acts, giving humanity the chance to turn back, to restore balance. But if ignored, the shaking will come. Many today, both native and non-native, believe the sleeping bear prophecy is not just a story of the distant future. It is unfolding now. Across the American West, rivers and lakes are vanishing. Massive wildfires consume ancient forests and darken the skies with smoke. Entire species of animals are disappearing. Weather patterns grow more violent and chaotic, defying what was once predictable. In this understanding, the bear's awakening is not a single, sudden catastrophe. It is a series of escalating natural events, a rising rhythm of earthquakes, floods, fires, and storms meant to shake us awake. The earth is speaking. The question is, are we still listening? The sleeping bear reminds us that while nature is patient, it is not powerless. It calls humanity to remember the sacred responsibility to live in harmony with the earth, before the final steps of the bear bring the true shaking. At the heart of the Ute prophecy lies a profound critique of human arrogance. For generations, many societies have treated the earth as an endless resource, something to conquer, consume, and control. This mindset sees humanity as the master of creation, rather than its caretaker. It is this illusion of dominance that the sleeping bear challenges. The bear's awakening is not just a moment of shaking, it is nature's direct confrontation with human pride. When the bear rises, the mountains tremble. Buildings, cities, and power structures, things we believe to be unshakable, can crumble in an instant. The Ute elders are clear. This is not a punishment driven by revenge. It is about restoring balance. The earth seeks healing, and if humanity refuses to participate in that healing, the earth will bring correction through upheaval. For centuries, Ute storytellers have shared specific tales of the sleeping bear. These are not just warnings, but living memories meant to teach each new generation. One ancient story tells of a time when the people stopped listening to the animals and forgot the sacredness of the rivers and mountains. The bear, who had slept peacefully for ages, began to stir. Its breath became fierce windstorms. Its shifting body cracked the ground. The people were given signs and a chance to remember the old ways. Some listened. Many did not. When the bear fully awakened, only those who returned to honoring the land and respecting the animals were protected from the shaking. Another tale speaks of young warriors who climbed a sacred mountain, mocking the spirit of the bear. They laughed at the elders' warnings and believed themselves invincible. Soon after, the mountain groaned, landslides crashed down, and villages were buried beneath the rubble. The elders said it was the bear responding, not in anger, but in the natural justice of the earth's rhythms. These stories remind us that the earth is not a silent bystander. It remembers, it responds. The sleeping bear is not just a legend, it is a sacred call to humility, respect, and the urgent need to restore harmony with the natural world before the shaking grows stronger. The prophecy of the sleeping bear is more than an ancient story. It is a living message that speaks urgently to the modern world. The Ute people's warning is not trapped in the past. It echoes today in the drying rivers, the choking smoke of wildfires, the polluted skies, and the vanishing animal species. Climate change, deforestation, pollution, and the global loss of biodiversity are not separate from this prophecy. They are signs that the bear is stirring. Yet, Ute wisdom also offers hope. Humanity still has a choice. The bear has not fully risen. There is still time to turn back, to honor the earth, to rebuild a respectful relationship with nature. The prophecy is not just about destruction. It is a call to humility, balance, and healing. The path forward is clear. Practical steps aligned with the spirit of the prophecy include protecting rivers, forests, and sacred lands from greed and exploitation. Listening to indigenous voices and wisdom keepers who carry the memory of living in harmony with the earth. Living in ways that minimize harm, reducing waste, conserving resources, and respecting all life. Teaching future generations the sacredness of the earth, so they may walk with reverence instead of dominance. The sleeping bear's warning is not just about what might come, it is about what we are choosing right now. There is still time to listen, to remember, and to change. The Ute prophecy does not end in despair. It is not a story of doom, but of decision, a path with two directions. If the bear rises and humanity continues in arrogance, ignoring the cries of the earth, then the shaking will be great. But if humanity remembers, if people return to the ways of respect, humility, and sacred stewardship, the bear may lie down again. The earth can heal. The balance can be restored. In many versions of the story, the bear is not the enemy. It is the protector. Its awakening is not driven by rage, but by mercy. It rises not to destroy, but to warn, one last chance before destruction becomes inevitable. It is the final call to change our course. The signs are already here. The mountain trembles. The air thickens. The rivers speak. The bear waits. There is still time to listen. Ute elders remind us with quiet urgency. The earth has great patience, but not forever. The prophecy of the sleeping bear is not about the end of the world. It is about the end of forgetting. It calls us to remember who we are and the sacred duty we have to protect the earth that gives us life. The bear is stirring. Will we hear its breath, heed its warning, and choose a different path? Or will we only awaken when the ground beneath us begins to break? The choice belongs to us, and the time is now.